Hey everyone, Dr. Zach Greenwade here with Performance Sport and Spine, and in today's video we're going to go over some strategies and exercises for those dealing with mechanical low back pain. We'll show you how to roll your pelvis back and forward to find a position that's less irritable. We'll start with some basic positions and then we'll gradually increase to more challenging movements. So the first position to kind of learn this skill is probably the easiest is on your back. So we're going to start with our back with our knees bent, and we're going to put our hands on the outside of our hips, and we're going to roll our pelvis forward and backward. Now, some helpful cues is when you're rolling forward, you want to kind of make the space between your back and the floor get bigger. And then when you're rolling it backwards, you either can think about kind of pushing your back down into the floor or pulling your belt buckle to your navel. And again, at first, if you just feel like your back is working too much, you can try to use more your hips and your abs. But again, this is a low load exercise, so there should not be a lot of contraction or muscle guarding. Again, once you've done this several times and you feel like you've kind of mastered the position that's most comfortable or at least irritable, we can progress to the next position. The second position is in the quadruped position, so your hands and knees will be on the floor, and again, we're going to roll our pelvis forward and backwards, moving our spine to find a position that's least irritable or most comfortable. Again, it's important to note that you want to move the lower part of your back, your lumbar spine, and not just move your upper back. So again, we're going to roll back and forth until we find a position that's comfortable. Again, we can use our glutes and abs if needed, but this is low load. This is not requiring a lot of energy. Once we've mastered this and found a comfortable position, we can progress to the next position. The third position will be in a seated position. Again, we'll put our hands on our pelvis. We'll just kind of roll it forward and backwards. Again, we'll try to find the position that's least painful and most relaxing. It may help for some people to spread their legs a little bit wider. This may allow more motion in the pelvis, but again, this should be not very painful and it should be very relaxed. Once we've mastered this, we can progress to the movements. Now that we've practiced that pelvic position and some stationary positions, we're going to practice some movement. So the first movement is going to be a squat. So we're going to find that comfortable pelvic position. Now, while maintaining that with a low amount of energy, we're going to squat down with our legs and then stand up. Some may find it more easy to acquire in the seated position, finding that pelvic position, and then standing up. One important thing to note is this is not about core activation. There should not be a lot of contraction and squeezing. It's just a natural, comfortable pelvic position, and then you're using your legs, not your abs and your back, to do the movement. The second movement will be a hinge. Now, some people may find it helpful to learn with the arms crossed, maybe not, but again, the first thing is we're going to find that pelvic position, soft knees, and then push our buttocks backwards like you're trying to close the door with your buttocks, and then stand up. Again, soft knees, pressing the buttocks backwards. You feel tension in your hamstrings, not your back, and come up. Sometimes a common error is when you're in this position, you'll start to extend your back and kind of arch your pelvis. You'll feel tension here. So if that's happening, stop, find the pelvic position, and again, really focus on extending your hips and elongating the tension through your hamstrings. The last thing we'll talk about is just reaching. So we'll find a comfortable pelvis position that we've been working on, and we'll reach, especially overhead. Now, as you start to reach, if you start to feel your back start to extend or slouch, you have to try to minimize that. Again, it's not a ton of activation, it's just finding that position and then using your arm to move. That's it for today. We really hope you found these low load exercises helpful for some movement strategies when dealing with low back pain. As always, if you have any questions, please let us know.